Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion. That is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 221st One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Cramen, and I'll be host today, along with Mark as co-host. And we are ready to present today's One Nation program, and with members of the Universal Council who are present to be here for the workshop. Okay, let me just get that slide up in place here, and we will begin.
Yes. This is Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. Welcome everyone to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for World Peace and Justice. And I was thinking of what to talk about in the introduction today. And as some of you might know, I'm part of the TV Galactica show with Rosanna and Rafael. And there is a show tonight, and I always get some questions from Rosanna. And so I was looking at the questions, and then I was thinking this is a good introduction for the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. So the question this time is the intention group in the Brazil for the soul elevation meets as one big family. There is love in the words. We feel each other's emotions. Does the same happens with the other groups? And as you hopefully know, there is a daily meeting in the Brazilian team for the soul evolution or the soul elevation, and where they elevate the souls of world leaders, and there's a lot of things they do there, and the religious leaders and the soul of humanity and so on. And it's free for everyone to join this meeting, and it's in Telegram on the Brazilian team. So you have to join this group, and then this meeting is accessible, and it's 6 p.m. each day, the whole week. So my answer to this question, if there is other groups that are experiencing the same like unity as this they are doing, because Rosanna, which are there, I think every day, she have told me that there is a strong connection, like a growing connection between these participants, and it's becoming more and more important for her to join this meeting. So she's there, I think, every day. And I was thinking yes, I have an idea for what to answer Rosanna on this question. So so I started. This is the answer to Rosanna. It is incredible what you are doing in the Brazilian intention group, and your work there affects everything, in my opinion. So it affects all the energies on planet Earth, in a way, by elevation of the souls. If there is another group which has the same effect on the soul evolution on this planet, it must be the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for world peace and justice. Here we gather together on a weekly basis and discuss the elevation of humanity and plasma solutions for the world, for the future. And in the One Planet, One Nation, One Race, we have the 5 minutes of stillness for the elevation of the soul of the peace negotiators in Vienna, the Vienna talks, and the world leaders and the religious leaders, and the elevation of the soul of humanity, so that the doors of the universal, or the doors to the universal community, opens, and humanity can become what we are created to be, free travelers of the universe. But the key to this door is the world peace on planet Earth. It's an absolute requirement or demand set by our brothers and sisters in the universe, that we are peaceful, because the universe of the Creator is a peaceful place. As peaceful travelers in the universe, we only take what we need, no more, and we accommodate and serve others. And through the teachings of Mr. Keshe, we have learned that we have our own spaceship within. So the soul is our own spaceship. And when we learn how to use the powers of the soul, then we are ready for space. So we have to study and understand the totality. And humanity has a lot to learn, but the future is bright. And there are many knowledge seekers who feels a strong connection with the One Planet, One Nation, One Race. So that might be in the same direction, and a sister or a brother to the Brazilian intention group. And maybe these two groups will, in the fields will amalgamate and become one. So it becomes stronger and bigger, and that we in the end will enclose this soul, intentional soul, to incorporate the whole world and all souls within it. So that was my introduction today, but I want to invite you to the TV Galactica show tonight. It's at my time, which is 12 or 24, 12. So it's 12 PM CET in about 7.5 hours from now. You can find it on YouTube, and I will post the link to the show in all the Telegram groups if you're there. Otherwise, you look for TV Galactica because they have their own channel on YouTube. So this is the invitation to the TV Galactica show with Rosanna, which is the host, and then a Brazilian knowledge seeker, and Rafael, which is leading the Brazilian team, the whole team is brilliant. And me, which represent the Universal Council. And there will be an introduction, which regards the latest Knowledge Seekers workshop with Mr. Keshe. And there will be questions from Rosanna, which one of them I just read, and answers, and the questions from Rosanna and the audience, because you can also participate as an audience and bring your questions to the Universal Council there. And the answers are answered by members of the Universal Council. So you are all welcome to join. So thank you. I can read that text on the screen there before you go. This is from the Universal Charter. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. You can go to the next slide. Yes, I had a request. I know several Universal Council members got the same request. It's from Misha Green. He has also a Telegram group with plasma-related things. He writes, "Greetings to all knowledge seekers around the world. Please send the fields of plasma from your souls immediately to the New Mexico in the United States. Major fires are happening. My mother and her partner and their cats are in a small village and the smoke is everywhere. Please do this immediately. I ask from my soul. Pray safety and protection, all souls in New Mexico. Please send the fields from the cups, cup 1, CO2 and others. Ask them to send their balance to the environment, raising the soul of all the beings that are there." So this is a request from Misha, and we made this into a wish from the Universal Council. So this is the background for the wish. We, the Universal Council, give from our souls for the safety and protection of all souls in New Mexico, US, and all other areas affected by natural disasters. So this is a need from one of our audiences, one of the people, souls in our audience. And this is how this platform will work, that anyone, any soul can come to this place and we find solutions and we send our intentions and prayers and elevation to these souls in need. Thank you.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
This MOSFET representing Bengali language. I'm introducing the 5 minutes of silence from one of the noisiest places in the world that you hear in the background. But in any case, for the elevation of the soul of the 5+1 peace negotiators, the soul of the IEA members, all souls working for peace in Vienna, the souls of humanity, and the souls of the world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. We ask. We are elevating all of them. And with that, we go into the 5-minute silence right now. I think we can go to the next slide now.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Thank you, Mushfaq. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I think it's very powerful doing this silence and elevating all the government and leaders. I think it's this is the change where instead of blaming one another, this blaming situation is what is different. We don't blame, but we just elevate. So we understood that by elevation one another, so if we elevate one another, we all can collectively move forward or pass level much quicker. The blaming doesn't work. We've been blaming, everyone blame, one another for different things, and just things don't change. So this, I'm very happy about to have learned about this. It really, empower. I think empower the individual. So there is a lot we can do, and definitely I will try to join the everyday 6 o'clock in the Brazilian community. That is also very good. The challenge is it bringing to 24/7. If we all do this 24/7, that will be we can create this plasma dome. Yeah, I asked Rick. So for this is one city, one center, and as you know, to stay independent and to make sure that we do not have influence from no one or anyone to dictate what we have to do. It's very important that who can donate, who has money to spare, is very important, that anyone who has money to spare keep supporting the foundation, because as you know, we expanding very rapidly worldwide. It's very important to make the change, to have the support of anyone who can give the support financially, to keep in donate at the Keshe Foundation, because this is a project for the people, to the people, and we need to stay independent. So this is very, very important. In these days, not many multinational or any company who grow worldwide can manage to stay independent. So and that is the problem, because then you have the power in few people got the monopolies, and that is what make very I think it's very dangerous game. So to keep free and to keep independent, please, who can, please keep donating. That's very important. Also, we have here the thank you, Rick, for the donation. There is if you just go on the Keshe Foundation website, I don't know if you can show it, Rick. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. At the moment, I'm seeing a chat. So yeah, okay, you have the address here. Perfect. Yes, this is the donation page. If you can, like here is written, donate directly in the Keshe Foundation bank account. This is the easier way. So here you got the IBAN number. So that is very important. So this you go all details. It's very easy. It's very easy to do. I actually called the bank. To me, it was much easier to just call them and make a direct transfer. I find this very very simple. With the PayPal is another way. So if you go on the top, there is like a donation button. But with the PayPal, it takes maybe longer time to. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. The donation. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, you can just click there, and then you can choose which donation you want to achieve. You can make monthly. Yeah, the monthly one, it's very easy as well. You don't have to think much every month. You know, £5, £10, £1, 5p. You know, everything. You know, at any level that you can. It's good as is important, because if worldwide we give £1, £2, £5, it's a big things. If you add all together. Yeah, this okay, you're showing the volunteer. Yes, so Rick, is this, what is this? Is the workshop this one? No, what is it?
No, this is the foundation donation page.
Yeah, foundation donation. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, can you show me 1 second the volunteer? Yeah, if you can stop here. Stop here. Yeah, because I'm receiving some email in the Universal Council email account. People want to help. You can also apply for volunteer and write down, you know, because I've been receiving email from people that would like to help and they don't know how. One way is to apply here as volunteer. You can apply here and say what you do and see how and write how you can help. That it's a very good. Or you can reach to your language group and then speak with anyone, you know, Universal Council supporter, or any knowledge seeker. They will able to help you to guide you if you want to offer you know your help. So speaking about this, Rick, do you mind to show the LINS workshop? I don't know if it's easy to go from here. Yeah, thank you. Yes, because the LINS workshop, again, it started very recently. And yes, so you're going to go to the Keshe Foundation and you're going to event exhibition. And you will get here some details about the workshop. Thank you so much. Rick just posted the link. And it's opportunity. So from what I don't know if here present there is anyone who is involved on those workshop, and if they want to speak, they can speak now. You can just open or raise your hands or lift, or if you are involved with the organization of this workshop. As far as I know, from what Mr. Keshe said on the past public teaching, anyone who's got skills and it managed to add plasma technology to already what they're doing, and they want to teach others their knowledge, share their knowledge, and what understood on their own way how to use plasma in their fields. They can apply. They can apply to the LINS Center to be able to make workshop. Also, for actually who is a knowledge seeker and is seeking for more knowledge, and he wants to learn how to make the guns or how to make CO2 box. It's going to be a lot of workshop on how to use the plasma technology. And also there are going to be people who they already applied, and they will teach their work combined with plasma. So for example, Mr. Keshe talked about do painting with ganses. I know for a fact in UK there is a person who's very interested on this. So he would be able to go into Linz and learn how to paint with the guns, because Mr. Keshe said you can change the environment of the house. So it's very, very, very important, very interesting things to learn. Or sculpture. I mean, sculpture must be again another very good things. I don't know if there is pottery, but there are many. There will be many people who many skills that will offer in a different workshop. Thank you so much. How much is so? Do you know? So this one are the price? Yeah. So Rick, this the 350. No, it's the 1 day workshop. Is a much cost? Is correct?
I believe so. It looks like €350 for 10 o'clock to 1800. So it'd be an 8-hour workshop with a lunch break. Says lunch not included. So yeah, that'll be for the 1 day.
Okay, so that is perfect. So this is another way how One City, One Center is in action. So really, between all of us, if people obviously that are closer to Linz or Europe, they can start this process of sharing knowledge, and so you can teach or you can go and learn. And I'm sure as we expand and we open other center, this will be like a ripple effect worldwide. And this will be one way to introduce a plasma in your own work, and then share knowledge of what you learn. And in this way, definitely, it will be able to, we're going to be able to also give a job opportunity, or to make some income, or to spread knowledge faster. So there are a lot of benefit on really focus on this. So I'm really definitely, I can't wait to go to Linz. I'm going to start to think now what I can offer as well, and what I can learn. So I recommend all of you to really put energy and thought on this, because it's a way for us to expand and support each other's. To me, this is the dream come true. So I really can't wait for other centers to open. That's why everything got together, and it's very, very important that if you got spare cash or spare money and you don't know where to invest, you know, is good to invest in project for the people, to the people. And when you go to these centers, to the Linz Center, you will be able to feel, to see the place and really see with your own eyes the technology and the potential of it. So thank you so much. So I would go to the next slide. So I don't know if anyone want to add anything, Mushfaq or Mary, or I don't know if you want to add anything.
This is Mushfaq. I think I'll add some things regarding the enhancement unit's operation. As we all have heard in the knowledge seekers workshops about how enhancement unit provides an environment where the soul can operate well to correct any health situation, and essentially the soul is free to operate, and it's a wonderful environment for such operation. But it also brings into focus one thing, is our awareness of the operation of the soul. So one example of this is that, if a person enters this enhancement unit and the soul chooses to leave the body behind, and that may cause a situation where others have to take care of the body. And this example was used by Mr. Keshe to explain a lot about soul's operation. We won't go into that, but what I would like to talk about is how this environment is there for the soul's perfect operation. Soul's perfect operating environment means that the fields outside of this unit is not completely conducive to the soul's operation, be it the planetary environment or our current bodily condition, whatever that may be. So enhancement unit is a place where the soul can operate freely. Of course, this requires that we have a reasonable or decent amount of clue of how we would like for the soul to operate. So this is an operational detail, which is, in a way, comes with the understanding of the knowledge seekers, how the soul operates and how one may be able to use it to do various things within the enhancement unit, specifically healing the body and correct imbalances in the body and emotion. Essentially, all the overall fields of a human being. Now, let's extend this idea that this is a safe or heaven for doing all of these things. And it is providing a shielding from outside fields which may interrupt or not necessarily interrupt, I would say. It may distort some of the operations. Now, another thing that was mentioned in the Knowledge Seeker workshop is that the Universal Council operates much like the enhancement unit at the planetary level. So what does that mean? Universal Council has its own soul, a collective soul, which is, again, the aspiration of the soul. This aspiration of this soul is what is necessary to create this environment of the enhancement unit. So let's start with the assumption that this field is available from the Universal Council. I mean, what I mean by Universal Council, not necessarily the planetary Universal Council, also our connection with the universal community and the councils elsewhere. So this is not necessarily restricted to the planetary level. It may require engagement at field levels beyond the planetary confine. So in any case, so we have the Universal Council acting as an enhancement unit, such that the soul of the planet, souls within the planet, all can operate without the distortion that may affect perfect operation. I'll give another example. And this is from our daily lives. We know the soul's arrival in the womb of a mother. And once it arrives there, from the design that exists within the soul, along with the interaction of the fields of the planet, the body of the baby is formed. And once we see a baby, we see how perfectly the cells are placed, for most part, how well the body is constructed without any distortion or any problem. It's a very complicated entity, the body of a baby. And we marvel and we innately sense how well it is constructed, because we all get elated when we see the body of a baby. So the soul's design and manifestation within a protected, confined environment of the womb, which is again except like our enhancement unit, created this perfect physical manifestation. And we marvel at it and we appreciate it innately, that how well it is made. Of course, over the course of our life, our thoughts and various environmental effects creates difficulties. I'll just leave it, let's say, up to that point, and we all know about it as we go through life. But the original design and manifestation was done very well. Yeah, there are cases where things can happen, but for most part, this works very well. So in the same way, we now have the Universal Council operating at the planetary level for the souls of human beings, souls of the visitors that we talked about last time, animals, plant life forms, all can operate in a much more balanced environment. And this is what we are here for. Here for in this one nation, one planet, one race, to create an environment for the whole planet to operate according to the soul's design, a balanced design, not interrupted by various anomalies that has crept in because of collective thoughts within the planet, maybe outside as well, but the responsibility right now is to create that field. And Universal Council, together with all the knowledge seekers and the help of everybody who are knowingly or unknowingly in assistance of this, we can have this environment where we can have a beautiful baby. The baby is the planet and all its being together. The baby is also a human body with all its cells, same story. And this field further is there to sustain the baby to its maturity, to become a human being that remains perfect throughout the life as far as possible. So this this effort to maintain this protective field or shielding, we can use the spaceship terminology, so that the fields within the spaceship remain intact throughout the travel of the spacecraft in space. No field that is not conducive to the proper operation of the occupants within the enhancement unit or this planet, in this case, protected by the field of the Universal Council, can interrupt this operation. So this shielding and maintaining of this shielding and the environment, all is part of the space technology we are all learning and understanding, but part of the learning is to make it operational. Operational in the sense that we make the planet operate as perfectly as possible, maintaining the field as well as we can, keeping the anomalous field as far as we can outside this protective field, so that the planet comes into balance as one nation, one planet, one race. Today's topic is a little bit complicated in my opinion, but I hope I was able to make it sufficiently clear for most of us. And if not, I can go into more into it later on. But thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mushfaq. I also, talking about the enhancement unit, I really love what you just said. I really recommend everyone who didn't see the workshop last week to go on and listen to the workshop that Mr. Keshe taught last week. For me, it was mind-blowing, it really, I really recommend you to go on and watch. Yes, and I also like what Mr. Keshe said a couple of weekends ago, that we can use this knowledge that Mushfaq just said at the soul level, and also with the enhancement unit, to really take the opportunity of like Mr. Keshe said many times, make the weaknesses into strength. So at the moment, every problematic of today, with this technology, we can turn into strength. Like, for example, he talked about the I'm going to be off topic, sorry, Mushfaq. Like I talk about the problematic with Ukraine, can be actually a very good situation for us with the plasma fertilizer, with the guns. So, or also with the CO2 building, with the CO2 emission. So we really have a lot of opportunity to learn this technology and empower ourselves and make any problem into strength. Yes, thank you. We can go to the next slide. This is the motion, and I don't know if Andreas is with us for another teaching. I saw him, so I know he's here.
I'm here and there.
Yeah.
Hi, Stefania. Hello, everyone.
Yes. So we were, we're ready for another teaching.
Okay.
And even with the Marjan, do you remember when Mr. Keshe taught us that, and this is connected to what Mushfaq was saying, that the four Marjan could make energy, if understood, this is what I understood of what Mr. Keshe had said. So do you remember when he said that for people, he was referring to us, we could connect between us and move the planet. Do you remember when he said that?
Yes, but there was no specific time frame for that, so it's
no, there's no specific time. But what I'm saying is that we really there is so much that we have to learn about ourselves, all of us, and there are so much power in within that he said. He also referred like stars. If you have 4 points. These 4 points can connect together and created, I don't know if you say that, environment. So also this is what the motion has, making environments like Earth environments everywhere in the universe. So so there is a lot that we don't know and a lot we can do. We really have to go deeper on the knowledge. So it's very good, for example, that you're sharing some of the knowledge or what you understood about the motion. So we have to just keep sharing what we know so we can move faster.
Yes, we have to get all together in this ship. We are actually already there, but we have to get to actually steer it in the way we are intended to. Yes. So
your volume, Andreas, is very low. I don't know if you can put higher a little bit.
How is it now? Better?
Yeah, now better, much better.
Okay,
perfect.
So yeah, we had another session on Monday, and we actually continued a little bit into the very beautiful testimonial session on yesterday night even. So go check out those 2 sessions if you haven't done it yet. In case we have a short insight from the teachings of yesterday, and as you have all heard hopefully by now, that we have every week an ambassador of the animal kingdom coming to us and sharing in the situation we actually find ourselves on our map, to basically get along or see the position we are in a different way. So for today, the dolphin is with us, and he would like to speak about mana, or what we call in the more modern age is the life force itself. Dolphin, breathe with me. Breath of the divine, mana of the universe. In oneness we entwine. Dolphin speaks to us of the breath of life, the only thing that humans cannot go without for more than a few minutes. We can live without water and food for days, but oxygen is the source of our sustenance. Within the breath we encounter the rhythm of energy that all life emits. In changing the rate or rhythmic texture of our breath, we can tap into any other life form or creature. This is a very easy way to connect with the divine energy coming from Great Spirit, as well as with your own personal rhythms. Dolphin is the keeper of the sacred breath of life and teaches us how to release emotions through dolphin breath. Dolphin creates a rhythm, swimming through the water and breathing before submerging, then holding its breath for the duration of the underwater travel. As dolphin comes above water again, it blows its breath out in a manner of resembling the popping of a cork. We can use this same technique to pull the stopper on our tensions and create total relaxation. This is a good exercise to use before entering the silence. Mana is life force. Mana is present in every atom, and it is Great Spirit's essence. Dolphin teaches us how to use life mana through our breath. It revitalizes each cell and organ and breaks the limits and dimensions of physical reality so that we may enter the dream time. Dolphin was traveling the oceans one day as Grandmother Moon was weaving the patterns of the tides. Grandmother Moon asked Dolphin to learn her rhythms so that he could open his female side to her silvery light. Dolphin began to swim to the rhythm of her tide weaving and learned to breathe in a new way. As Dolphin continued to use this new rhythm, he entered the dream time. This reality was a new and different place from the seas he had known. Dolphin came to discover underwater cities in the dream time and was given the gift of the primordial language. This new language was the sound language that was brought by Spider from the great star nation. Dolphin learned that all communications was pattern and rhythm, and that the new aspect of communication was sound. He carries this original pattern to this day. Dolphin returned to the ocean of the Great Mother and was very sad until Whale came by and told Dolphin that he could return to be a messenger to the Dreamtime dwellers anytime he felt the rhythm and used the breath. Dolphin was given a new job. He became the carrier of messages of our progress. The Dreamtime dwellers were curious about the children of Earth and wanted us to grow, to be at one with Great Spirit. Dolphin was to be the link. So today we meet the dolphin, thrusting through the waves in the water, the deep ocean, and you are to be a link to some solution for the children of the earth. This can be a time when you are to link with Great Spirit and bring answers to your own questions or to those of others. In addition, this can mean a time of communication with the rhythms of nature. You are put on notice to be mindful of your body rhythms and the patterns of energy being fed to you from the Creator. Imitate dolphin and ride the waves of laughter, spreading joy in the world. Breathe and experience the manna so freely given. Break existing barriers and connect to the Dreamtime or Great Star Nation. Know that we are all whole in the eyes of the ever-living one. In case you see the dolphin reversed, know that you're forgetting to breathe. You may be under stress and your body may need manna. You may be starving your cells and organs no matter how many vitamins you are taking. Your natural cycles may be fooling up. Pay close attention to your health and your feelings. If you are on the edge or just tense, take time to relax and breathe the life force into your muscles. Focusing on releasing old breath at the bottom of your lungs and refilling your respiratory system with regenerative manna. Breathe from the diaphragm and fill the lungs to capacity. Then exhale from the chest to the belly, allowing your body to totally relax as you breathe out. Another message of Country Dolphin is that many signals are carried through universal tides or waves, and you may be failing to use your sonar. To detect these wave patterns, you may need to realign yourself with natural rhythms within your body. Then it is necessary to use the dolphin's breath to connect to the universal awareness and signals. Dolphin says to dive deeply into the water, to play by the coral reefs, and to discover the beauty of the rhythm of breath. So I think we had quite a beautiful example now of how we can connect to the environment as an entity in an individual state, but also don't forget that if you can see the society outside, there is a society inside of you. So through the breath, you're connecting them both. So, as a second part, I would like to share with you a bit more in depth this Rick, there should be the camera visible, but I can't see it yet. Can you see the black drawing board?
Maybe if I stop sharing, it might make it easier. Let's see here.
Okay, here we go.
Good.
So for once, we all are, I think, familiar with the sport of football, but this is just a mind example now we are going through. So I would like you to think you're sitting in a stadium. And there are all people sitting in a circle. And there are other people playing in a square in the middle. So I want you to see that we have people here and we have people here. So basically, we are watching each other more or less focused. Most of them are focusing to the center, and those are focusing to that what starts in the center, that ball. So now we take this picture and we make everyone. So this is man and this is animal and birds and so on. So every one of these entities I want you to imagine like be a camera system or like a camera entity. So remember, in this situation here, everyone has a camera and watches either with the eyes or the smartphone the game. And in this situation, we transform the whole life, whatever, call it a movie or whatever you include in your life. Maybe it's also a game sometimes. So now everything becomes a point of view. Now we go into the field. So we have, let's say this is a square as a field. And now we have all those entities in the field. So if you have a collective soul, they might be coming as 3 or 4 star formation, or clusters. But every one of these is literally carrying a camera, or is the camera itself. So every one of these points of views has different perspectives to what's going on. And so we were talking about how to watch through the eyes of a fly on Monday. But before we go to this, I would like to invite you to, I want you now to, whenever next time possible, I want you to try to see between the lines of reality. So get yourself a window. You can even make it like you can look through. And then you have another window, maybe in front. So I want you to see like straight. That means you would like look like this. But now I want you to put your awareness on those areas that are slightly not in focus. So usually what's green here is what you see sharp, and everything what is not sharp is then at the left and right exterior of your eyes or your head. So you have your eyes, or your awareness, or your consciousness. And through the eyes, you watch outside into whatever you have to see. And so now you choose to watch through a window. And then there are some spots that are not so focused. And then you have again another window. So as you call it in the reading, read between the lines. I want you to see between the lines in the air. Try to focus or unfocus, to play with those two states. And try what happens when you become aware the matter or how you breathe in the meantime when you do these. Looking for the unfocused places in your vision. So the lesson of dolphin basically means if we have oxygen, this is the container or the connection with life force. So now go and look what your body does when this goes in. What does your body do with it? And why is your soul doing it too? Because it's basically taking part with it. Maybe. And maybe. and more truly in blue than green. And maybe it looks even yellowish when there is enough sun outside. And so we are part, or walking anyways, always in the fields. So now, can you get notice of the field? And to be honest, if you are disabled in perfect viewing, if you have like glasses, you have to use glasses, this is helpful. So because you naturally don't see straight in some distances. So this is how I discovered this. But it means focus and relaxation. Play with those two states and try to become aware of what we are actually all swimming in. So, and at the end, I would like to share just a very funny situation on Saturday. So there was a message from Mr. Keshe that I remembered in the morning when I was waking up. I should have received it by Telegram or WhatsApp. So there was no message, but it was a message in a dream, and I would like to share with you the dream right now. So I can't actually tell you in specifics what happened here, but we were busy and we were joyful. We are working somehow with the Keshe Foundation. I can't relate to what kind of teaching it was. And then a car drives by, and someone here is lowering the window. So you see, you have a perspective here. So this is going on, and maybe someone here is curious. Now we swap the situation and we go into the car, and now this is the window that was pulled down already here. You can see the situation here with the cloud. And so I see through the mobile phone that is taking here this picture. My feelings were here, but my eye was here. It was not my eye literally, but the perspective of viewing, the point of view, if you say. It was here. And the connection, and what was the lesson in this teaching, was a little bird. This bird was here. And before the shot was taken, it was still flying, and as soon as the picture got taken, this bird froze in the picture. So this bird appeared in reality, or what we call reality daily life, 2 days before this dream. And we had eye contact, just maybe 1-2 seconds barely. And exactly this face, these eyes, I recognized in here, but the bird was just all white. So this is the lesson of how you can see with the eyes of a bird. In this regard, we know that the soul is referred to as the bird in so many teachings of Mr. Keshe. And so I go shortly back again to here. What if all of these here are birds? Birds everywhere. And those tiny birds, they can drive either a car if you like, or a plane, or an ant. Or an elephant. So ask yourself, how small can consciousness be and still see everything as a perspective? And ask yourself if you would become part of the stadium crowd that watches the field from a certain point of view, call it the outside, or the no time, no space. You could literally log into all those different live streams if the camera man or woman here allows it to. So maybe you hear now that there might be two people driving your car. So now ask yourself, is your soul driving or is there someone else? And if you go one with your soul, maybe there is space enough for someone to invite, be it a bird, an ant, whoever would like to just have a look at life from your eyes or through your eyes. Like in the TV on demand, you know, where you can switch the perspective, exactly like that. So if you can imagine, I don't know it's true, I don't know everything, but some parts, okay, the car might have no consciousness, I think we agree on that. The plane may be just the pilot, okay, let's say the driver. But what if everything has eyes, is a camera, and behind that camera is the consciousness? So if we swap driver seats deliberately in trust of being taken care of in the physical way, as just Masfek said in the beginning, we can be the environment for the others. And if we can manage basically to put it in the best way possible for all the entities here, or let's say as many as possible, then it would be a rich game. Because so many players could be there, so many experience could be gathered together or alone, depending if you see yourself as a cluster or just as one. So before you think you can leave something like the planet, we need actually to know how to recreate again the same safe environment. Not only for the planet, but for an ant or for your body. So try to look out. Don't see it. You can't see it when you focus. You have to see it when you don't see it actually. So try to see or try to look out for the field. Try to play with the light that helps you seeing things or not. If you have perfect vision, maybe you get some glasses from someone and then you basically change your vision deliberately. Try to look between the air or into the air and see what's there. Okay, I think I said enough. Stefania, is there anything you would like to add here?
No, I don't want to add anything. I don't know if anyone want to make a question or say anything.
Maybe everyone left to watch the field, I don't know. It's hard to make jokes here, right? It's just, you know, you can't see my face and, you know, so. But I think it's some meat to the bone here, and if you go and see between windows or the air before or after the window, you might quite be busy for some time.
I mean, definitely, because you study shamanism and see how you relate into the emotion with your knowledge. Also remind me a lot when we were at the Motion, because I remember you would read if someone had a dream or about any animal. I remember I would come to you and ask for what is the animal mean. So it's really good also to see how your way to explain our experience, no? So you add in your knowledge plus the knowledge of the plasma technology. So, and Mr. Keshe said that the shamanism it's very very important knowledge, and there are many other knowledge. So that you know, to add everything together, it makes us progress, we understand things in different ways, and we can all relate in different ways, you know. So we just add in everything together. So it just nice to hear you talking. It really reminds me you when we were in the Motion.
Thank you, Stefania. In so many ways, if you look at this picture here, imagine the blue one is a TV screen. So how many pixels do you allow yourself to see in that screen? So how big is your whole picture? Can you put everything, the good and the bad in it, or you just have the white and the bright side, and therefore just a white sheet? Or can you make still a beautiful picture when you have those contrasts to work with?
Okay, I see we have a couple of hands up here. Hassan says in the chat, are we reprogramming our DNA?
Well, I just want to say so much that, you know, we all know that we still get vitamin D from the sun. So now I ask you, why should the sun suddenly start conditioning the giving? Just say vitamin D and nothing else. So either it's, you know, the mailing service that has a error and that it doesn't deliver everything that we need anymore, or we are not at home and we actually don't answer the delivery. the answer to that is, what does it make when you go out into the sun? How do you like the sun? How do you love the sun? So the more we judge, the more we separate into different conditions and parts or particles. And now when we are all about unifying the field, or recognizing or remembering us to be from the field, or are we already in the field, so we basically have to open some eyes. And literally that would mean that we may be activating some parts of what we call DNA. To get our full potential to what we are capable of.
Okay, perhaps we can hear from Salamia and then Jefferson.
Hello. Hello, Rick. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. A question for Andreas.
Please.
Can you explain a little bit the difference between consciousness and the soul of man, if it's possible? Thank you very much. If it is a difference, or is the same, or is a second consciousness, just try to illuminate me. Thank you very much.
Okay, so if we can accept that we come from somewhere, and then it becomes to something known, we're always going back and forth in this state. First thing that makes us going back and forth is that we have different words or teachings in our early life that comes up, that goes through different states. So basically your soul is always witnessing what's happening through emotions to your body. And therefore consciousness or soul feels very close to each other. I can't say now which one feels better, because it needs to resemble with your existence. There might be even a different word or no word at all. I mean, let me ask you back. If we have consciousness, we have the soul. Now I add you two more. So which is which? Now, as I was mentioning before, if we have a camera, everything that can go through the camera is light. So the picture you get is basically like the vice versa imprint of the light that you're catching. The longer you hold the black hole open, the longer the light can be collected or can be seen in the picture. So love comes in this symbol, or maybe in a flower, or as a person, or as a dog, Oh, this should be a dog. So, if you fall in love with someone, you are here, and then one of these things come to you in whatever shape. How do you recognize love? In the matter state, you need, again, as the camera, you need light to basically get the reflection of what you want to see. So now, if the soul is intelligent on the individual base, the same as in a collective state, it sounds to me like also something like a camera, maybe with something fancy on it, if you want to make a difference in this state. The Native Americans talk about the Great Spirit, which is the all-in-one, all there is, but not in a matter state. And in the first couple of weeks ago, I was sharing the message of the eagle, which is the spirit, the ambassador for spirit, and he is known as the representative or the ambassador of spirit because what the eagle does. So he teaches through his doings what he's able to do. So through observation of man, of the animal, the knowledge actually got transmitted over generations. And those aspects can be seen again in people, because we are all from the same family. Doesn't really matter what species or what entity. And the beauty in it is if this is your consciousness, and if you have like a huge or immense consciousness, those can actually work exactly the same. So now we find ourselves today that, we get fractured, or it's actually hard to, if I put another color, if blue is representing focus, it's hard to hold yourself together, depending on what you're reading, what you're watching. It doesn't make sense altogether. So we are being divided all the time. Or you let yourself divide when you just focus on one of these perspectives that there are, by excluding everyone else. And what happens in the big picture also happens in your body, in the small picture. So how you treat the environment or yourself is basically then a reflection in the big picture. What is the mind? There is even a mindset. And then there is also the brain, intelligence. But ask a dog how intelligent he is, or talk with him about the brain. I think he will get bored very fast, because he just likes to enjoy life and not to think too much about it. So you pick the name, but better pick the state of your being or become aware through basically changing the focus, that you become the environment, and you can include all the good and the bad stuff. So there might be some good stuff, some bad stuff, but you make it one. Because when you achieve oneness, you can say, okay, I'm healthy. I'm whatever you would like to say, tall, enough. You can accept the state of the here and now in that moment much easier when you are one. There are two different opposites in you basically battling for the win. There's always someone has to lose, and if those two are basically going in within you, so you will lose and win. Okay, maybe this helps. So maybe the camera can be consciousness. The soul sits behind it. And the movie that comes out here is intended to be love. And the technology is light. But if you will, the simplicity of, I hope this is not too hard. This is the same. So in the moment this center here is empty, the environment allows everything to happen. And if you have a seed that grows bigger, you see those lines in the tree. So those were times or spaces to go through as the tree builds up. So look into nature, how it works and how it communicates. And of course they won't tell you in your native language, because there is another language than the one we use here. So maybe human is in a state where we can basically choose to be in which state. If we allow ourselves as an entity to dissolve into an environment, to make space for another life. And the next generation will do the same. And now, who comes first? Or what goes around comes around. So from the field into matter and back. And what if now you have really everything within you, but in a different state that you think? So we know this Da Vinci man, once is moving, once is not. So what if we have our magnetical, let's call it aura. So we have that field. I have a beautiful picture to share with you then. Just a second. So we usually think that the exterior is the hard part, because we forget everything that is field. So if your body, we just make it red here. So this is the body in movement or in still state. So your field of light giving love comes from the center. So it's a pulse, or it's a heartbeat, or it's a rhythm going out. And so now if we can collect again from the field, so now every one of these here is like a bubble of this, but smaller. And we are also just one of these. We go back to the other picture. So everything that is built is really built inside, but not inside your body only, but you as a body in the magnetic and gravitational field. So if you imagine to dissolve the body, so how to do that? Then you are literally back to this state, part of the field. Oh, wait. So if we manage to basically lose ourselves in the field, this is what I intend here with white. So we let go of that dense, call it a cramp of matter creation, and then we become just a loosened field. So the consciousness here, call it the orbit or the outer rim, or call it soul, is just another reflection of itself once more. So going out, leaving space or making space, literally making space before there is space already taken. So leave the field and make space, let other players come in. Now try to play a different ball game, try to become a planet and see how many entities, different entities you can invite or integrate into your system without being afraid of. Because if they would be afraid, you would have again the split situation. Okay, does this make sense to any one of you? Or was that an answer to your question? Who was asking? Sylvie, was it you or Salomea?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, you explain in details. Thank you very much. It's right. It's
You're
good.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you, Andreas. I don't know what these kind of shamans come from, because there are many, many. So that was a way of explaining. And so I maybe explain in a simpler maybe way, but it's not perfect ever. Consciousness. If we look for the word consciousness, is the one who is conscious all the time. So I asked Salimir, what element, what entity in you is all the time, day and night, from the day 0 to the day X, and after that is aware. What you say soul of the man, as we call it here, because that's the one who is in control. He says nothing that registers everything in the memory bank. So the word consciousness is used also by psychologists, which have no idea. They don't even come to the realm of so they just deal with mental, brain, chemical, emotions, which has nothing to do with soul. Sometimes we can say soul of physicality, but still they just keep on the surface, everything mental, brain, chemical, etc. And they use consciousness and unconscious. When we are not sleeping, we're aware. Consciousness, when there is a traumatized memory, is subconscious, but still is there, but etc. etc. And they're supposed to take it out and put it in the conscious place. But if you talk about consciousness as the one who is all the time aware, before us, in this lifetime, after this lifetime, it's the soul of the man. It's the first thing that's created when we are created. And the first thing which goes out after the body doesn't work anymore. The body, I mean brain, heart, any signs of life, memory, remember, all that. So the one who is all the time conscious, awareness, conscious, is the soul of the man. He's always there. Of course, it's taboo. People don't talk about soul. Soul means religion. No, thank you. We don't want religion. So it's a whole, it's a whole thing mixed up, and people are mixed up. So they go to the first thing which makes them happy. And that's the situation we are in. Now, Mr. Keshe is trying to tell us, okay, that's like that. You see the blackboard? Okay, that's the brain, that's 2 parts of the brain. In the middle, the soul is the highest energy in your surrounding. That's your soul. And when we dream, it comes out. It goes wherever it can, according to who we are, and comes back. And then there's soul of all the cells of the body, which decide and does things. So maybe it's better to use the soul, because I remember I used about consciousness, but I meant the one which is always aware and exists in nowhere. Exists even though we are not aware. Our soul is aware of us. Our soul is in communication with the whole line before us, with the whole line around us, but we are so busy. We are so busy. We have these black glasses, and we see everything, or red glasses or green glasses. We see everything filtered by that, which is the reality. But if we take that and we try to see correctly when there's no noises, no problems of everyday life in the whole middle of the night in silence, we can get close to that poor thing, which is waiting for us. So that's, in fact, consciousness. Sometimes we use our soul as the one which is all the time conscious. Is it clear? Any questions?
So you're saying every single human being and animals and everything is conscious all the time. Is that what you're saying?
Anybody has his own level of consciousness, his personal thing related to his body, the ancestors, conditions, life, the city, everything. All the conditions have led the soul to be displaced. The soul has led this body to protect it. But this thing is all the time aware, and it has a memory bank. And that's what they call the judgment day, because with the body, without the body, the soul has the whole memory bank. And then that's when the soul judges itself, if they have bothered somebody, if they have killed. And the animals have that, but maybe their soul is less conscious because of whatever, according to their past history, because that's all they could contain. That's all their capacity permitted them to have. Everyone has whatever he or she has the capability of containing. No less, no more. But now we have more choice than animals as far as we can change. Somebody said DNA. I think we can change DNA, because if we change the conditions and we are gas or elements, and DNA is a protein, an amino acid, so the block protein change according to our emotions, like hormones. So we change that, and by actions repeatedly in the same way, we change our RNA also. RNA also changes. So humanity has the right capacity and benediction to change. That's what psychologists, some people say, no, nobody changes. We are our DNA, and that's all. Everything we do is according to this order which is coming from our genes. But no, human being is able, by education, by knowledge, by the things that has to be done, to go up and raise the whole thing and change everything. As far as is allowed to, is permitted. Is it clear? You know, sometimes I hear myself. Last week, I was not willing to hear myself anymore. This week, I heard what I said last week. I tell you, I learned something from that myself, because it was not new, so I could analyze it. So these are the things which are heavy, because we are not used to talk about in the radio, TV, or CNN. So we really have to learn it the hard way. The hard way, really, the scratch, sacrifice. Is it answered, Salome? So you can use consciousness for psychology if you want to be contrary of subconscious, and you can use soul for the commander-in-chief with his all this memory bank.
Okay, thank you, Marinus. We're getting a little short on time here, so I'd like to get Jefferson in as he had his hand up before. So could you go ahead, Jefferson?
Hi, Rick.
Yes, hello, go ahead. We hear you.
Okay. Hello, everyone, Universal Council members. So happiness to be with you all here. So many wonderful. I would like to ask a question to Andreas. First of all, thank you very much for the knowledge, deep knowledge that you've been spreading freely to everyone. And one point would be if you can recover somewhere the course of immersion, of course, about the development from Mondays, that sometimes we are not able to be in the alive, but if you can recover to watch it later on, if is there any link that we can have it. And the second point would be that you, Stefania, plus other two guys who made the motion, and any of you have followed different paths and developing the knowledge that Mr. Keshe brought to you all. And with the knowledge that you all have and the proximity of the June 6th as the enhanced flight unit, is going to be delivered. The question is it the normal course of one of you are going to be, or to interact with this system, as Mr. Keshe, I think, said last teaching, that is going to be a kind of a volunteer pilot or not, to interact and to fly these machines, because it would be the natural. Is there any project that you all have been participating in this? It's just a curiosity that I have. Such a great knowledge that you all have, and the soul elevation that you all have as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rick. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Jefferson. I think it's quite an interesting question. I think we're all very curious about the 6th of June. And I'm not sure if Stefania has any more detail in this regard. She's handling usually the communication office. And so maybe Stefania, can you add something to Jefferson's question here?
Yes, I mean, as far as I know, the other two motion, they want to stay in the background. They don't want to come forward at the moment. They are happy to stay in the background. Regarding the fly connection to motion to the machine, no, Mr. Keshe didn't mention anything yet. So at the present time, we don't know if there is a second part of the motion or not. The only things I know that he said something in the public teaching. He said that we're given a lot of knowledge, and maybe one day we'll understand what was all about. So far, I don't know if it's going to be a second part. but definitely I don't think there is anything planned as connecting to the enhancement unit. So I don't know. It didn't say anything regarding that. Obviously, we're also, don't forget, we're all Mojan. So collectively, and you know what we did. I mean, the main Mr. Keshe, when we joined the Mojan, he said, I wanted to take 4 normal people with 0 background in science and you know, science or physics, you know, or not background whatsoever, because if you can do, everyone can do. So everything we did in the Mojan, we all can do. So it's really matter of all of us to understand the knowledge. For example, things that happen in the Mojan, I have to say, a lot of things that happen, I didn't know how they happened. They just happened suddenly. We never plan tomorrow we're gonna do this. Even though Mr. Keshe guide us on that way. So for example, when we're supposed to fly, he said tomorrow you're gonna fly. So there was that type of indication, and he was teaching us like he teaching to you every Thursday, same way he was teaching to us. The difference is obviously that we were there with him. But at the soul level, you know, we're all together. You know, there is no barrier or countries or limits. So I think you get the same knowledge that we had, and more. Yeah, so I think, and what happened to us, I mean, I talk about personal experience. For example, when you know, when my arm became blue, you know, everything happened spontaneously. I will not be able to repeat it, obviously, because I didn't understand the knowledge. If I would understand the knowledge, I would be able to repeat it, and there it's where it's the key. So until we do not understand the knowledge, or one of us doesn't understand the knowledge, it would be very, very difficult to, you know, to repeat as it pleased. All the things that happen quite spontaneously. Definitely, what I can say about the Mojan was that it really made me understand that the power we have inside is unbeatable. There ain't nothing like. But again, we have to go within, and we have to go deeper. I after the Mojan, I had, as I think I said this many times before, I had very difficulties of go back to normal life. It maybe took me a couple of years. And once I was back to normal life, it was very difficult also for me to bring back what happened in the Mojan. So definitely my wish is to me and, you know, be growing a stronger connection with the other 3 Mojan, even though we don't speak regularly between us. We now and then we text each other or we speak to each other. At the soul level, I feel we're close. I'm very also happy to not be in the Mojan now, because not being in the Mojan, it makes me understand how important that work was. Now that I'm out, I can see how important life-changing for everyone. If we will master what happened in the Mojang, all the problems are solved. And we're already doing it, for example, by sharing whatever we understand of Mr. Keshe teaching, like Jalal, Andrea, all of us, for example, Andreas, Andreas everyone's very different and has different understanding. And it's really nice to hear the same knowledge in different way. So hopefully, if we have to just keep going, and somehow when we're going to have the full understanding, and then we'll be able to teach to other in much deeper way, and then we'll be able to recreate the what happened in the Mojang whenever we want, anytime at the point of need. So that is the goal. But what I like about the Mojang experience, definitely to make him realize that it's real, it's not a joke, it can be done, it happened to us. Even though I'm not able to repeat what happened in the Mojang, nevertheless, maybe one day we will be able all together. It happened once, that means it can happen twice. So yes, so I just very, very exciting when I think about the day that we all become Mojans. We already are all Mojan, but if you think about that, Mr. Keshe taught us to not think about the Mojang when we were in the plane, because we could stop the engine. And also he taught us that the four of us could move the earth. So I think it's not just referral, four of us. He said in many other teaching, you need 4 points to create a environment, so a Mojang environment. So the thing, this is what I wanted to say before. The things we can do are very unlimited. We have to just keep on going deeper. And when one of us will really understand deeply, and we'll be able to put in practice what happened to us in the Mojang on demand, with full consciousness at 24/7. It's, I'm really excited about that. That's why the future is bright. Yeah, but to just keep going. Yeah. I don't know if I understood your question, but I don't know what's happening with the announcement unit. I don't know if we are going to be called again. I just don't know. Mr. Keshe is very good to give surprises. He's working hard in the background. To me, even the teaching of last week was mind-blowing. Yeah, but to just keeping teaching practice and experimenting.
Thank you, Stefana. I understood. Thank you. And if we can have the opportunity to watch afterwards the Mojang from Mondays, please post in the chat room and the Telegram, so we if we can be able to receive this knowledge. Thank you, Stefano. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rick.
I put it in the chat, Jefferson. You can see it in the chat. There are 2 links already. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't see. I will get it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will try to be alive, but it's wonderful to watch your teachings and your knowledge. It's very, very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if there are no more questions, we can go to the end, because we're running very late, and so we can go to the end. What do you think, Rick? Oh, yeah, maybe briefly, who wants to read the Dome of Peace?
Okay, I will try. This
Yeah.
is different. Well, I have to use my computer. I'm on the phone because this is a much smaller alphabets. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, I can. Let's see. Okay. The Dome of Peace. I'll read this. Please remember, every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet, KF knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the GAN's water around the world at 12 p.m. CET and or 18 p.m. CET every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of man to bring about peace on this planet as a permanent feature of life of this planet. Mr. Keshe suggests we add the next step to create the Dome of Peace with power of our soul. We asked you to spread the GAN's water each Sunday. Now we give you a new path. Now try to unite each other's soul. Try to elevate the soul of humanity through your own soul to a level that no one can touch, the embodiment of the human race. Choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness. At that time, don't spread the water of GANs, but spread your soul. Unite, and in time we'll make a new race out of the soul of man. And then, instead of doing it once a week, do it all the time, Mr. Keshe, MT Keshe. All right, that's the end of it. We can go to the next slide. Okay, let's see what's the next slide. Okay, are we? I think we went through a question and answer session, I'm assuming, but are we doing another one?
No, I think we can go, unless someone really want to say anything, we can go forward.
There was
anyone wants to speak?
There's one wish that was sent to me by email from Bob. He had a suggestion, and he thinks it would be appropriate in the Universal Council meeting to make a wish for the complete success of the test flight on June 6, 2022. So I guess we could just say we wish for the complete success of the test flight on June 6th of 2022.
We can say we give from our soul the Universal Council and the Universal Council support that the experimentation of a spaceship in 6/6/2022 be the complete success. Present.
Okay, thank you, Marinus. I am present.
I am present.
I'm present.
Thank you, Bob. I feel so happy all of a sudden. No? Thank you, Rick, because I feel joy in me. So, such beautiful feeling. Thank you.
Okay, I think we should probably move along if there's no further needs and wishes from the community. Don't see anything expressed in the chats here. Okay. And I think we're going to skip the contact the UC, but I'll put that up briefly, and people can refer to that if they need to.
All right, we are back to the end of it, back to the end again. And so, I will just read this, and with that, we will conclude the meeting. We are here to serve and not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you to all the members of the Universal Council for today's meeting, and for members of the community for your questions and comments. And that brings us to the end of today's 221st One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace, here on Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. The next public teaching is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts Wednesday, May 11th, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And that's the same as 10 p.m. today, Tuesday, in Pacific Time. And people are welcome to attend that group and bring your questions, comments, and inventions, and various ways you might have expressed the plasma technology. And you're welcome in that group, whether you're a newcomer or an old-timer with the technology. Okay, we'll end with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version. So we can all do a little bit of clapping and dancing to go out with. Thank you, everyone for attending today, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop. We also have of course, the Knowledge Seekers workshop coming up on Thursday, May 12th. That starts at 9 a.m. Central European Time, as per usual. Okay, bye, everyone.